If a Lapata Ladies comes to me, I would love to do that. I would be honored to be a part of that. I would be honored to do a Chhawa. We are anyways working on Ashwatthama. सबसे ऊपर की सच्चाई is that सबसे महंगा हो गया है लोगों का समय. So if people feel it's worth their time, they will manage money, they will manage time, they'll manage everything. If people feel acha theek hai, all good, okay, fine, great, okay, maybe, I can wait for 56 days and watch it at home, then they will watch it at home.
Hello and welcome to Moneycontrol. This is Sarika Sharma. Today we have with us Mr. Jackky Bhagnani, actor, entrepreneur and producer who's carved a unique path for himself in the Indian film industry. Starting his journey with the 2009 film Kal Kisne Dekha, Jackky transitioned from acting to producing, bringing notable films like Sarabjit, Bell Bottom and Mission Raniganj to name a few. To join us as we delve into his multifaceted career and insights in this exclusive interview. Welcome, Jackky. Welcome to this interview.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for joining us. And Jackky, we'll begin with your acting career only, since we've talked about it in the intro also. So now you're completely focused into producing films. What made you take this decision? What inspired this transition?
I think more than inspiration, I just love cinema. I love storytelling, and I always wanted to be in the business of storytelling. And this was a natural progression for me. I thought that it's not like I'm not going to act anymore. But interim, I just thought that there are so many stories I would want to tell, where I might not. It started off actually with Sarabjit, where I said it's an amazing story and I have to be a part of this film. And no one better than Randeep, to play that. No one better than him, right?
Yeah.
And I said that, if I am a true enthusiast of cinema, I should be a part of it regardless. And because there is a legacy of producing in my family, and that's how it started. And then one thing led to another, and here I am.
Because we've always been, used to seeing you in front of the camera, and now you're the producer. So what do you think is the toughest part of being a producer?
I think that a producer is like a parent, which is a thankless job. And no matter what you do, there'll always be some aspect of it where the child would feel, or one of the child would feel that I didn't get my thing, or no, all of that, right? So I think if I have to correlate it, that's the closest I could correlate it. And only once you become a parent, you realize, I never saw it from that point of view. So whenever I've now that I've become a producer, I have immense respect for my father and for every other producer, because you're always providing, you're always thinking of the child. In this case, it would be the unit members, but in return, there are very few where the child is thinking of the parent.
So were you that child when you were acting?
No, I was not that child, because I've been a producer's son. But like I said, every child has some or the other unreasonable days where, you don't see it from a holistic point of view, from the parents' point of view. Like I said, you could be the most obedient child, but only when you become a parent, you realize that, this is absolute unconditional love, right? So I think I would, like I said, I would relate that to a producer, closest.
And how tough or easy it is to be a producer where your wife is also working. Rakul has now made presence in your productions in the past. So before that, you guys were going around, but now having a wife, it changes completely. It takes a 360-degree turn. So how does?
I have to tell you that I must have done something amazing in my life to have Rakul as my partner. Um,
I see.
she
Yeah.
is one of the most balanced, one of the most
Mm.
sorted human beings on this earth. She never ever expects anything extra.
Yeah.
Uh, Even sometimes stuff which she can clearly demand as a
Mm-hmm.
partner, she never does
Mm.
that. So, and we both really respect each other's space. Um, um, we don't interfere in each other's work. And
Yeah.
you would not
So.
believe, even recently, the film which I released called Mere Husband Ki Biwi,
Huh.
um,
Uh-huh.
you know, there was a, there was a budget set
Hmm.
for everyone during
Okay.
promotions.
Uh-huh.
Um, and she followed that.
Acha.
She followed that, and I didn't even know, because there are teams. They they
Hmm.
set the budgets. Key, this is the
Yeah.
budget. This is what you can play with, and so on and so forth.
Hmm.
She didn't budge. I got to know later. I said, मुझे बता देती मैं साइड से तुम्हें, और she said, no, that's the rule for everyone. It should be for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's amazing. So yeah, actually,
Acha.
it's no problem at all
Hmm.
working with her. It's actually very, very easy.
Yeah, because recently we heard her her interview also, where she said that if you want to go for a movie, why blame the other person, like your partner, that he or she is not taking you for a movie? You can also go for a movie. So
Yeah,
from
yeah,
that, what you're saying, it connects. That
yeah,
she also meant what you were saying. It makes complete sense now. That
yeah. So
and you both,
we both have decided that we are there for each other
yeah.
whenever we need each other. We are always
Mm,
there. You don't have to even think. Invisibly, we are both there for each other. But at any given point, none of us, both of us, we don't
mm,
make each other feel that we are compelled to do this for each other, or you know
mm.
तुमने ये नहीं किया तो मैं आप नाराज हूँ. Never.
She said the same thing.
ये
तुमने
होता
नहीं
ही
किया
नहीं,
तो
दोनों
मैं
के लिए.
नाराज हूँ. And Jackie, your fitness. We've seen you. You've posted many videos in the past when you were very fat, and then you
Hmm.
have those six-pack abs. So, what is your contribution? And Rakul being Rakul, she's shared so many videos of saying that मैं bread पकौड़ा नहीं खाऊंगी. So you're also the guy who will say that I'm not going to eat junk or no
Yeah.
cheat meals.
My Rakul's dad,
Hmm.
told her actually when he met me that I used
Huh.
to always worry that, you are this mad person who's constantly
Huh.
counting calories. I don't know
Huh.
how will you find someone like this, um, and you found someone equally mad, because I used to be 150 kgs. So
Yeah,
when
we've
she
we've
met
read
me,
about it.
and I've lost 75 kilos. So when she met me, I was exactly like that. That acha itna carbs
Achha.
kha liya, so now I have to compensate in the evening, or if we are going somewhere, let's try and pick the healthy meal. If you're going on a holiday, let's work out a little extra in the morning so we can have the dessert. Um,
Oh.
if there's nothing, I remember we were on a flight together once, um, and yeah, a sandwich milta hai flight mein.
Huh.
So
Huh.
there were two slices, right? You cut that two slices. So I
Huh.
removed one slice, I removed the other slice, and जो नीचे का
Huh.
बचा था मैंने उसको ऐसे join कर लिया, because if you don't have, so she said, I do exactly the same, and people around me used to think कि क्या कर रही है. Um, so we both are identical when it comes to that. Identical.
And
हमें सुबह उठना
you're a
है,
producer.
वर्कआउट करना है,
Huh.
और फिर काम पे
Huh.
जाना है.
And she
Uh,
fell ill also, no, recently. So people
yeah, she
were
hurt her back.
actually trolling her also at one point of time that she's sending a wrong message. But then knowing her and you guys, you are regular at gym, so that would have been like really surprising for you guys, don't you think so?
Actually, she hurt her back. Uh, Her trainer made her
Hmm.
work out, do an 80 kg deadlift without a belt.
Yeah.
Um, and
हाँ.
that army person in her,
हाँ.
uh,
हाँ.
she said, "चलो कर लेते."
अच्छा.
But yeah, I think वो थोड़ा सा,
हाँ.
incorrect हो गया. But yeah, she's a very diligent person, and she's doing her
हाँ.
physio and rehab so well that she's back to normal. I think she's all 80% better. Um,
Okay.
so yeah.
you know, Jackie, at one point of time you were an actor too, and now there is a lot of talk about the entourage cost. That now that you're a producer, does that even bother you? Because you work with really high profile and top notch actors. So, what does it? How does it affect the entire working of a film? And as a producer, how do you guys try to balance it out? Because there's a lot of talk.
See, it's there are too many layers to this conversation,
Yeah, yeah, you're
right?
right. You're right.
And because I've
Absolutely.
been on both the side of the fence,
Yeah,
generally क्या
that's right.
होता है? Generally क्या
Hmm.
होता है, right? These kind of conversations start coming up when
Hmm.
there is a question mark on the recovery,
अच्छा, okay.
right?
Hmm.
जब recovery नहीं हो रही है, volatile
Hmm.
हो गया है,
Hmm.
the ROI has gone through the window.
Hmm.
You see films now are either doing amazing business or
Yeah,
nothing at
you're
all.
right.
There
Hmm.
is no midpoint like it used to be there pre-pandemic. So what happens is that when those kind of things happen, every extra expense, which is not part of the front of the screen,
Hmm.
starts becoming a pain point,
Hmm.
right? That could be entourage cost,
Yeah,
that could be, any kind of extra fat, right? Any kind of
yeah.
extra fat. Uh, you when you're making a film and you say कि 100 रुपए डाला, 200 रुपए बच रहे हैं, 150 रुपए बच रहा है, you're fine with it. अब ऐसा है कि if you're putting in 100 rupees and not even making 40,
Hmm.
sometimes, then everything which is surplus, there is question mark to it, right?
Hmm. Yeah,
So
right,
I
right.
think, like I said, it's too layered. Um, um, Only
But
entourage is not the only thing, but there are many,
but I
many
would,
things, right?
now that you've talked about the the movie's not doing well, so I would say that there's some statement that came from people saying that a makeup artist is making more, a makeup artist of an actor is making more than a screenwriter. So don't you think that's like not justified? I mean, do
Absolutely,
you agree with that? And
absolutely not correct. If you ask
yeah.
me, it's
Hmm.
not correct. Um, and I feel that a writer um, cannot be held in the
Hmm.
same compartment or category
Hmm.
as anyone else. It's
Yeah.
going to be unfair on me to put people into bracket. I
Bracket.
don't
Yeah.
believe in that because I respect
Hmm.
every profession. But yes, if you ask me, if on a film a screenplay writer is making lesser than
Hmm.
a couple of other professional people, it's clearly wrong.
Yeah.
It is very wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, um, it's been happening for so many years.
Yeah.
So you know, any kind of change, uh, the first important thing for any change is realization,
Yeah.
and that conversation and realization is happening.
It
Right?
is.
The
It is
fact that you
indeed.
and me are talking, that means there is
Hmm.
a realization.
Hmm.
राइट कि ये नहीं हो सकता, ये कैसे हो सकता है
Yeah.
ना, मतलब जिनके वजह से it's like that germ, the story or the
Hmm.
screenplay or the script is that seed on which the flower is made, the tree is made, the fruit is
Hmm.
made, right? So it cannot be that. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah,
Right.
I'm fully with
Right.
you. I'm
So
not
do
even going to
you,
debate it or be politically correct about it.
yeah, because for a producer to deal with it, because you might have personal relationships with that person also, like because since you've been in the industry for long and then turning producer for that person, and you would feel at one point of time कि यार ये तो बड़ी unreasonable demands आ गई हैं. How do you deal at that point of time? Doesn't it get difficult, dicey, walking on a tightrope?
I think my
I
my
know
smile
you
my
feel.
my smile will say it all. you know
Yeah,
my smile will
yeah,
say it all.
yeah. And after the, if I may ask you about Bade Miyan Chote Miyan, everyone was eyeing that movie, and everyone felt that E 2024 would be really great with Bade Miyan Chote. So, what do you think went wrong with Bade Miyan Chote Miyan and with the recent release also? So, having bigger names also didn't work it. So how do you look at that debacle of Bade Miyan Chote Miyan, and why do you think it happened?
I think there are, again, too many reasons. First, I think there was a huge fatigue in that genre. I think when we started the film, as compared to when we released the film,
Yeah.
I think overall there was some fatigue, clearly, and I think we have to accept with a pinch of salt is that the piece of content did not resonate with the audience. You know, and if I have to be honest, and if I have to, you know, continue working here, I cannot be delusional.
Yeah. Right.
And I have to accept it with a pinch of salt that because I always feel when you are in a content business, right, or in a restaurant business, or in politics, public is always right. जनता हमेशा सही है.
जनता
तो
हमेशा
अगर
से.
जनता नहीं आई, इसका मतलब कहीं ना कहीं आपके कंटेंट से जनता ने कनेक्ट नहीं किया.
Yeah.
अब आई कैन, अब वो कंटेंट, यू नो, एज अ प्रोड्यूसर, ऑफ कोर्स, यू नो व्हाट आई एम सेइंग.
या डू यू थिंक जैसे ना पहले हम कहते थे ना टीवी एक्टर्स को मूवी में ज्यादा नहीं मिलती है बिकॉज दे आर ओवर एक्सपोज. डू यू थिंक विद द invasion of paparazzi and everything, do you think that there's an over exposure of actors also? लोगों को लगता है कि हमें तो ये रोज दिखते हैं. पहले हम स्टार्स कहते थे ना, अब कई लोगों ने कहना शुरू कर दिया है कि यार मैं तो इंटरव्यू नहीं देता था, अब इंटरव्यू देना पड़ता है बिकॉज रणदीप रिसेंटली टोल्ड at our summit also, Rising India Summit, he said कि यार पहले मैं नहीं देता था but now things have changed and I am being forced into giving interviews. Do you believe that इससे भी फर्क पड़ता है और on a movies वो because पहले तो कोई promotions नहीं होते थे but movies
देखिए,
चलती भी थी, article भी होते थे.
देखिए क्या है दैट जब कोई चीज नहीं चलती है ना, तो आई फील वी आर फोर्स टू डाइसेक्ट इट. कि ये क्यों हुआ, ये ना मुझे लगता है कि इस वजह से हुआ या उस वजह से हुआ. द ऑनेस्ट थिंग इज वो कहीं ना कहीं रेजोनेट नहीं हुई. उसके बहुत कारण हो सकते हैं, राइट. दैट कुड बी कि इस जॉनर में फटीग आ गया है, या मुझे इमोशन कनेक्ट नहीं हुआ, या यू नो मे बी जो डायरेक्टर कहना चाह रहे थे वो ऑडियंस से कनेक्ट नहीं हुआ. देयर कुड बी मेनी रीजंस, राइट. या ऐसी किस्म की फिल्म अब 3 हफ्ते पहले आई और बहुत बड़ी बन गई, तो अब मुझे यू नो एक बार दाल चावल खा लिया तो अब मैं 3 हफ्ते बाद वापस दाल चावल क्यों खाऊं. आई वांट टू हैव मे बी बटर चिकन. So there could be many reasons which we could, one could dissect. But I think audience is very smart, right? And I think pandemic में इतना सारा content हम सब ने देख लिया है that I feel that there is no room for mediocrity. And mediocrity is subjective, right? Because इतनी सारी फिल्में चलती हैं, बहुत सारे लोग बोलते हैं अरे यार मैंने देखा, इतना क्या hype है. But I always believe only one thing, that the audience is always right, and I will stick to it.
Yeah.
Because when we've seen hits also in our company, those days also I used to hear, "अरे यार ये तो average film है, ये तो मसाला है." But we are making it for the audiences. If they are enjoying it, audience is enjoying a film that is commercial for, like Lapata Ladies is commercial for me.
बिल्कुल.
Right.
Yeah.
If and an outstanding commercial film, if did not do the numbers, then it's worse than an independent film for me. Right. So I feel ये terminologies ये पुराने हैं, नए क्या हैं.
हाँ, बिल्कुल. And with
That's
the
what I
rise
would
of
say.
with the rise of OTT platforms, it has. Do you feel it has impacted the film industry also? Like theater going divide आ गया है. I mean, people have divided themselves. Do you think? क्योंकि पहले ही हम theatrical rights होते थे, पहले लगता था कि यार theatrical अब TV पे आएगा. But now we know कि 90 day के अंदर it will come on OTT, है ना? अगर vis-a-vis movie ने चली है नहीं चली है, we know that there is a 90 day thing. तो आपको क्या लगता है that is also affected? And post OTT, what kind of a change? Sorry, post COVID and with the rise of OTT, what kind of change do you see?
See, क्या है that if I have to be selfish, then I think it's not helped the theatrical industry,
Hmm.
right? But if I have to be practical, I have to move with time,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah. Right.
Because मैं ये नहीं बोल सकता कि यार पहले मैं पैदल जाता था, अब प्लेन आ गया है तो
Hmm.
मेरे ट्रेन में कोई नहीं आ रहा। प्लेन आया तो प्लेन में जाएंगे लोग। अब प्लेन आया है नहीं आया है वो एक सेकेंडरी क्वेश्चन है कि अच्छा है कि बुरा है। बट आई फील दैट व्हेन टाइम इज मूविंग you have to move with time. And
Hmm.
is there an OTT platform? Yes. And is that taking content to people's houses? Yes. There will be some goods and bads with this. Like I said, theatrical industry has surely impacted because what happens is that if you missed it this weekend,
You-
56 days later it will come to your house. So
Hmm.
psychologically, it's not a good thing. Um,
Yeah.
how do I combat it? I make content where people feel the need to go and see it that weekend itself.
Hmm.
And that content um, could be a mix of too many things, right? I have
Yeah.
to feel FOMO enough कि यार मैं 56 days वेट नहीं करता हूँ, मुझे यही वीकेंड देखना है।
Hmm. Huh.
I always feel, ticket prices have gone expensive, OTT has
Hmm.
come,
My
you know,
question. Yeah.
South films, so and so films, all of that I keep hearing. And, part of it, everything is true. But I feel the most सबसे ऊपर की सच्चाई इज दैट सबसे महंगा हो गया है लोगों का समय। सो इफ पीपल फील इट्स वर्थ देयर टाइम, they
तभी
will
जाते
manage money, they will manage time, they'll manage everything.
हैं। Hmm.
If people feel अच्छा ठीक है, all good, okay, fine, great, okay, maybe, I can wait for 56 days and watch it at home, then they will watch it at home.
Yeah, right. And what do
Like
you
this,
have to yeah, you have what do you
there is
have to say
this
about AI? Yeah, tell me. Yeah, sorry, continue.
there's a very interesting data which I read,
Hmm.
right, where the Gen Z over the
Huh.
millennials,
Huh.
they spend double of what millennials used to spend,
Yeah.
right? They spend double, but
Hmm.
you need to convince them 4 times more,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Because
My
they do
daughter
their
is a
research. So,
yeah.
you know, uh, so you have to, move with time, right?
मतलब पैसा अपना संभाल के लगाएंगे types. Yeah, what do you have to say about AI? AI's intervention. I've asked this question to almost every person I interview. That is AI going to be intruding, or it'll be an assistant in your
Assistant.
creative work?
I think
Creative.
AI will be a great assistant.
Hmm.
And if you're smart, you will
Hmm.
use it as a top class. AI should become your EA,
Hmm.
right? In whatever field you're in.
Yeah.
AI can be a top EA where you use that, but the final garnishing and the first instruction, the start point and the end point will always be the human mind. The
Hmm.
process in between
Hmm.
the AI can do for you and make life easy for you.
And how do
Again,
you?
again, AI is happening.
Yeah,
You and
AI
me
is
can keep
happening.
you and me
Yeah.
can keep discussing about it. It's like the plane
Hmm.
example I gave you,
Yeah. Right.
right?
Right.
So AI तो हो
Yeah.
रहा है.
Hmm.
So you have to be smart how to use it correctly,
Hmm.
and you should use the AI. AI should not consume you.
Yeah. Right.
If you
Right.
can
Right.
manage
That's
that thin line,
hmm.
I think you know you will be ahead of the curve.
Yeah, right. And your production company, Puja Films, has been around for decades, and you've recently launched G Just Music also. So, can you tell us about these ventures and how you plan to disrupt the music and the film industries?
And I have such a long way to go. I still feel that every day I feel there's so much to learn, and just music, right? There's a reason why I call it just music, and there are two J's to just music.
Yeah,
One is
that's
just
what.
music, no other
Uh,
bullshit, and the other is justice for music, just music.
oh, okay.
Uh, and the idea is that be it the independent space, be it the fusion space, of course, the film music space we are doing anyways. How can we be disruptive? Um,
Hmm.
we are a tiny boutique music label at this point, um, and not here to compete with anyone or the big boys. They are giants here. But how slowly but surely we keep putting good content, um, and interesting, unique content, and we keep increasing our market share. I want to use your platform today to reach out to as many new talent and say that our doors are open. If you guys feel
Okay.
that you'll have some amazing music, you'll have, amazing voice or an amazing expression you want to express, then Just Music is your place to come, and
Yeah, so sweet.
we'll be very very happy to provide the platform.
Yeah. And what drives your, creative decisions as a producer? How involved you are, and what kind of stories do you want to tell? I mean, now that different genres are being experimented as well, you know.
See, I feel that of whatever my journey has been in the last 24, 36 months, um, Puja Films was always known for comedy, youth
Yeah.
films, and romantic films.
Hmm.
We want to get back to primarily doing that. Of course,
Acha.
there is space for you know some unique film to come in, and of course we will say yes to that story, right? If a Lapata Ladies comes to me, I would love to do that. I would be honored to be a part of that. I would be
Yeah.
honored to do a Chhawa. um, we are anyways working on Ashwathama, um, but because we are known for this, and I feel that it comes naturally to us, where music plays a very very integral role, and these three genres we want to be known for that, and
Mhm.
it reaches out to the wider audience. Now, how can we take these genres and tell stories of heartland, urban stories, or regional stories? We'll keep playing with that.
Yeah. And Ashwathama is on, that means you've just said. Because
Hmm.
we've always heard
Ashwathama is
news
different.
about Ashwathama.
Ashwathama is very different. I will
Okay.
speak when the time comes, but it's very different.
Yeah, because we keep reporting. अच्छा अभी आ रही है, अभी शेल्फ हो रही है, अच्छा नहीं आ रही है. Every day we have these stories.
अरे
So
इतनी
now
बड़ी फिल्म बनानी है तो उसको प्रेप तो करना पड़ेगा ना.
हाँ वही ना, मतलब रोज कहते थे शेल्फ हो गई, शेल्फ हो गई. I'm like ठीक है. And what do you see? You've grown up in this film industry, so how do you see the Bollywood has changed over the years, and what are the trends or shifts that you've been excited about, and how does it impact the future of Indian cinema?
I think I think we have started giving a run for the money for international content. I think we
Hmm.
are all getting very conscious. Um, the audience is keeping us on the toes. Um, there's enough data available now. And you asked me a question: how do I take my creative decision? I think
Hmm.
there was a time when I was only taking my creative decision on gut. If you ask me,
Hmm.
going forward, it's going to be 50% gut always, but 50% data. It's going to be a combination
Hmm.
of the two, because I think that's the Gen Z way of thinking, where, you know,
Yeah.
what is the data telling you? What do the Gen Z or the audiences want to see? Um, and using that data, applying your gut, that in this periphery, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि मेरा दिल बोलता है कि ये चलेगा.
Hmm.
And then we will go out there, because at the end of the day, it's constantly changing, so no one knows anything.
Yeah, completely. And
So it's your
Jackie,
conviction.
yeah, and we've seen you. When do we see you acting also? Many actors are
Hopefully,
coming back.
hope,
Huh?
hopefully soon. Hopefully
We've
soon.
missed you like
Uh,
it's
Thank
been
you so
ages.
much.
ऐसा लगता है.
I'm actually looking for a good script. Uh,
हाँ. Why
either
don't you
either
do some movie for
either
yourself then?
Soon.
That will be.
Soon.
Yeah. And what's next for Puja Films? Like, are there any exciting projects or collaborations that you can share with
There are
us?
there are multiple going to come very very soon, but I think
Mhm.
that I'll not I'll let the cake to be baked properly, and we'll put it out
Oh,
there. But lots of exciting things happening, both on the
yeah.
Puja Films front and the Just Music front. Um,
Hmm.
and yeah, hopefully whatever we put out from here on, audiences really like it.
Yeah. And what do you have to say about the online trolling of it happens massively. So do you read comments? I keep asking the question. Do you guys read comments? How do you connect with your true fans and how do you keep aside
You
those
know,
trolls?
I read comments when I put a piece of content out
Hmm.
to understand what the sentiment is. And you
Hmm.
can read between trolls and genuine comments, right? You can understand that
Yeah.
if you are experienced enough.
Hmm.
But whenever I put any personal stuff out, especially on Twitter, I do not read comments because it's
Hmm.
um, I would not say toxic. Uh, I think it is unnecessary, right?
Yeah.
And uh, no matter whatever you say, if you are a true human being connected to your core, it will affect you, right?
Yeah. Right. Right.
And I think that noise is not needed. And I feel that, 50-60% of the times, that trolling is not even for you. It's
Hmm.
some void that person is trying to fill in. And this trolling makes them feel that, they, how it is. Sometimes you shout to feel good.
Hmm. Yeah.
uh, or you want to blame it on someone, right? So
Yeah.
I feel everyone's, finding their own journey.
Yeah.
Everyone, have, ऐसे कहा जाता है ना कि हर इंसान की एक शॉर्ट फिल्म चल रही है. And when you go into that person's short film, you realize, oh, यार मुझे लगता था मेरी प्रॉब्लम सबसे बड़ी है. So
बिल्कुल हाँ सभी की
जरूरत ही
प्रॉब्लम
नहीं है.
है
So I
या
always feel that, um, all good, no problem.
थैंक यू सो मच फॉर सच अ लवली कॉन्वर्सेशन जैकी एंड गिविंग योर टाइम
Thank you
थैंक यू
so
ऑल
much. Thank you.
थैंक यू
Thank you.
जैकी हैव अ नाइस डे
Thank you. Bye. Bye.
बाय